Hey, hey, hey. This is the gate opening, and this is a Pup in the Life. Welcome back to this podcast. I'm Vergola, and I'm with Mom. As we go, we are walking in the streets close to our place, and we are just jamming this first week of the year. Friday, 3rd of January, and this marks the probably end, but not really sure, of our 3-part or maybe more episode series. I'm sorry, I just need to move the mic. I'm a dog, and you can always remember. That talks about starting on January 1st. Now, this date marks the year of the 10th anniversary of Mom's Stop Whining, which is the movement of, just her way of seeing life, her way of living. And why is this important? Because it marks an anniversary that's important always, but because Stop Whining is a way of seeing life, of approaching life, of thinking about life in a very different way than starting on January 1st. It's about doing the shit, and it's about celebrating the shit that you've done, no matter the results. Or yes, just thinking about the results, but not just celebrating the results and feeling very content in the things that you're doing, because you make very clear to yourself that you're trying to build something, and those actions are going towards that. Now, a little bit of a backtrack, even though we're going to talk about this more in detail in the coming days, in the coming months, as Stop Whining is actually born in August, and first videos of Mom were in February 2018, February and August 2015, as I previously stated. I think that it's important to remember, though, that the Stop Whining way of thinking started out in 2015 as a realization for Mom, but that mostly regarded a way of doing things, of stacking habits, of creating habits, no matter the reason why. And you might ask yourself, this is very contrarian with respect to how you build goals and how you make sure you follow the path to get to those goals. And in fact, you're right. But at the same token, what we think it's paramount to remember is that not all things are made equal, not all objectives, not all philosophies. And this was kind of very empirical somehow. And Mom just started tasting and trying. So started creating habits. So going out a bit less. And remember, Mom was 22 and she was living in London. So lots of potential distractions she could have. Then also finding ways to, make herself better, just learn things, just network, just go out of her comfort zone, go into the gym in the morning, not focusing on partying, but trying to make the most out of the uni times, and many things related to that. And so what is key to mention here is that Mom didn't really know what she was going for. She hadn't got a word, probably for startup, back in early 2015 and in late 2015 as well. She got to learn the startup word in 2016. And so she didn't know about it quite as much. So didn't have a word for founder, didn't know that she could actually have been and be an entrepreneur. So, it was a very, very different word back then. And Mom just knew something, and that something was that with good habits, she would find a way to be the best version of herself and to perform at very great levels, which she wanted to do And that's also how she figured out what she actually wanted to do in life, by tasting many different things: corporate life, project manager, freelance, content creation, like really many things. And in all honesty, why are we talking about this in a Pup in the Life now? Because what's important is trying to understand that every day is kind of a January 1st. And this doesn't go to say, just like we said yesterday, actually, not last week, yesterday. Time goes by very fast. Is that once you start understanding that every day is kind of like a January 1st, you're not like forced to start every day, but it's kind of like you continue something which is always starts with, a foot out of the bed. So this means that you start your January 1st every day, but you stacked the things that you did the days before, whether they're good or bad. It doesn't matter. They're still stacked upon you. It's like inheritance. And the thing about all of this is that if you start seeing it in perspective, it's kind of like every day, if you reinforce yourself with what you have built, by writing a diary, by talking to yourself, even talking to your dog. I mean, I'm a dog, and mom talks with me quite a lot, and it's kind of a substitute of a diary, like this podcast, for example. You might just still find yourself just living and reliving January 1st, and it wouldn't mean many more things to you, because you actually are living, not in the right here, right now. It's not always like that, because of course we have the perception of future and past as human beings, and that is totally fine. But I wouldn't point it out like that. I would just say that if you consider that you are living every day to be true to your goals, and even if you don't know what your goals are, you are basically stacking habits one after the other. And what's the worst thing that can happen? That you realize that the goals that you set were wrong and you don't care anymore. It might happen. Or that maybe you found some other goals, or you find in the end, you found your goals. So today's podcast is just to make you remember, and to think about the fact that January 1st is, and this first week of the year is a way for you to understand that you can be grateful every day, because that version you pointed out January 1st, or whenever you set out your goals, your objectives, your list, your good deed, shit, your bucket thing, whatever, that specific thing is going to be the thing towards which you will work from January 1st, or whenever the day is, up until every day. So it's basically every day is a bucket list. Now this sounds very poetic. It's not. In fact, living life far from this moment where you actually feel a door is closing and one other is open might be hard, but this is what we're trying to do. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be running a startup or listening to this audio, actually. And I'm a dog, but I know it. So this is all for today. I'll be sending you lots of kisses, hugs, and a bit of barks. Happy New Year's for last time. Bye.